Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. Well, darlings, like I've told you many times before, this just might be my channel, but it is always your show. And so many of you requested for a part 2 of the Met Gala. So here we are on the red carpet fashion police. But before we start, my darlings, we have what? We have a meet and greet, my loves. We are having the most fabulous, the most wonderful Summer Splash Fulmination meet and greet on the 20th of July here in London, United Kingdom at the Novotel Hotel in Hammersmith. We are going to have goodie bags. I will be updating this event on a weekly basis just to include all of the brands that are going to be coming. We have special guests, my darlings. Oh my God. And the event is going to be from 1 to 6. And darlings, for the first time ever, you are going to have an exclusive to my brand. I am so excited. I cannot wait for you guys to be there. We are also going to have vendors. We have fashion. We have style. And for those of you that are coming from different countries, get in touch with Sabali Travel. They will book your flights for you. They will book your hotel rooms for you. They are the absolute best, and they booked for Fumi Nation last year. We're going to take pictures together. We're going to have a fabulous lunch. We're going to have fabulous cake, fabulous drinks, music, dancing. There are going to be giveaways. There are going to be prizes to be won. There is so much going to be going on. It's really an extravaganza. It is the Fumi Nation extravaganza, and all of the brands that I love for my skin, for my hair, Healthy Hair Studio, it's going to be there. The makeup, it's going to be there. All the sweets and all the treats. It's an extravaganza. It's going to be a day to remember. And yes, my darling, it's a family occasion, so the children can absolutely come. Absolutely come. We are going to have fabulous day, and it's going to be on a Sunday. On a Sunday, my darlings. So come along, come with the family, and be ready to be entertained. Get ready to be motivated. Get ready to be inspired with the special guests that we have. It is going to be like no other. And I did this especially for you, to show my gratitude for all that you have done for me all of these years. You're going to live for it. Tickets are below. So darlings, what am I wearing? Some of you must be saying, Fumi, tell us. I got this 20 years ago. I bought it 20 years ago from none other than Karen Millen. I was actually living in America at the time, and I had come to London to see a girlfriend of mine, and I bought this. The beautiful camellia is from Chanel. Accessories go a long way, and so I thought that would give up some femininity. The dress is an old Zara dress, and I loved it because it had very much that kind of tuxedo feel, and the quality is very much like that of Ralph Lauren. I decided to gel my hair down and put it into a little bun in the back, and there you have it with some little bit of jewelry. You'll be very happy to know that I took off my watch with a bright orange strap. And I had worn this look before on another Met Gala red carpet, and I think that was honoring Karl Lagerfeld. So I just thought, well, you know what, let's put a spin on it, because I wore a suit in part 1 and we're wearing a dress in part 2, but still in homage to the male suit, the male dressing. For those of you that might not know, this year's theme was super fine tailoring black style, and the dress code for the red carpet was tailored to you. So I have a whole bunch of ladies and gentlemen that I missed out in part 1. Oh yes, I forgot. And my fan. This was a gift given to me by one of my Fumi Nation sisters as a birthday present in my last meet and greet. I live and I love this fan, and I only bring it out on special occasions. Yes, I do. All right, so Halle Berry. I personally thought Halle Berry looked fantastic. I really did. I love the dress. I love the hair. I love the silhouette. I thought she looked absolutely fantastic. So many of you in the comment section, oh my God, she's showing too much. She's showing too much. And I kept on wondering, what are you talking about? Did she change? Perhaps she changed from the red carpet. Because, my darlings, the picture that I had of her did not show any sides of below the waist. I personally thought there were flesh-toned panels. I did not really think it was skin until I went back and saw it. And I don't know why they didn't give her something sheer to cover that, because that would have been taken care of right away. They should have paneled it in front. In certain aspects of the dress, maybe they didn't have to panel it on the side. But in front, it was absolutely important that they paneled it. I did not see it. I really did not see it. And it was Laquan Smith who designed it. I was very surprised. But I was also shocked at how much negativity Halle Berry got. Because Halle Berry is a beautiful woman. She dresses exceptionally well a lot of the time. She was just on the Vanity Fair red carpet looking copacetic. She was at the Academy Awards looking flawless. So I did not think that she deserved the insults. There were insults and it wasn't necessary. And I'm not talking about Fumination. You're a different class. But I just saw it all over social media. If you don't like a dress, you don't like a dress. Explain why and we move on. So let us move on, my darlings. Starting with the beautiful Taraji P. Henson, and she wore Monsa Mason. Taraji, you've got legs for these. Legs, 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 legs. And you show it off. That is your quality, and I lived for it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Very much tuxedo. She was giving me tuxedo. She was giving me 1920s. I love the cane. I love that the coat was longer in the back. It looked very much like she wore a shirt and it was a tail and she didn't have pants. It wasn't necessary because she's got those beautiful dancing legs, and then she had her top hat. I thought she was absolutely fabulous. We had Alicia Keys, Swiss Betts, and they were in Montclair. Let's start with the positives. I love the headpiece. I love the color. You know how much I love about that deep burgundy red. I live for that burgundy. I thought it looked gorgeous. Absolutely. Do you know, I love his suit and I like hers. It was the duvet that she was wearing as an accessory that just made it not so fabulous. It didn't fit into the theme, so to speak. It was the duvet blanket thingy. For whatever reason, they looked like a couple, but not in a good way. And her duvet was the same ensemble color pattern as his suit. Where you would have thought it worked, it did not. Tracee Ellis Ross wore Marc Jacobs, and Marc Jacobs has done this kind of collection a couple of times in the past where all of the angles and the shapes are hugely exaggerated. Tracee Ellis Ross has that vibe and she carried it off. You need confidence, you need an understanding of fashion to understand how to carry it off. It was again that deep burgundy red plus the bright red plus the pink, the pale pink. It all fell into place and it was one of my absolute favorites that night. I really liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was feminine as well as masculine, and she was just so put together and dressed for it. And I think what topped it off was the smile and the red lip. It was perfect. For me, I lived and I absolutely I lived and I loved. We had Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny wore Prada. It was underwhelming for me. It was underwhelming for me. The suit was gorgeous, that chocolate brown suit. But in a sea of so many others, I didn't care for the white shoes. I didn't care for the old bag. I didn't care for the tan shirt and for the yellow tie, for the itty bitty glasses, for the little hat. I didn't care for it. Had he shown up on the red carpet with only the suit and nothing else, I would have loved it. But I just didn't. I didn't. King Push in Louis Vuitton. There's a little poem, I can't remember all of it. And it says, reach for the moon. And if you don't get there, at least you'll fall amongst the stars. That is what this suit gave me. The stars just danced on his shoulders and cascaded all the way down the suit. This suit was exceptional. Again, I have to reiterate, I'm so sorry, forgive me. But the beautiful burgundy, the beautiful richness of it all, it was lovely. It was lovely. I loved how his hair was plaited. I loved the bold tie, simple, the shirt. It gave me sharp. It gave me what? It gave me sharp. I lived for it. One of my absolute favorite was Simone Biles and her husband. Simone Biles was wearing Harbison Studio and Jonathan Owens wore the Jeanne collar. Simone is petite, and so that was why I felt that this electric blue in a sea of black and white and creams and burgundies and reds, it was refreshing to see her in this little pixie, beautiful, bright blue with shoes to match. It was flawless, and her king of a husband who had the fur. It was over the top. It was unapologetic. And I think they were also celebrating their anniversary, going to the Met and just living their lives. I wish you well, Simone. I think you deserve all of the flowers. And it was gorgeous. It just was gorgeous to see. Pharrell Williams and his wonderful wife. Do you know they have triplets? And his beautiful wife, Helen. Love the monogram tights. Love her legs. I think she's adorable. She's cute. I feel she dressed better than him. I wanted him to do more. I wanted him to take it to the next level. I wanted him to give me extra. I wanted him to take off one piece, add another piece, remove another piece. I wanted him to do more. He looked like a waiter to me from a distance. Pharrell, more water please. That was what it was giving me. I am sure the waiters looked like this inside the Met, and I wasn't living for it. I've got to really call it like it is. But on the other side of the red carpet, what I did care for was Lewis Hamilton, the beret. I loved his trousers. I loved the embellishments on the side. Loved the cream bow tie. He gave me effort. He gave me style. He gave me individuality, and I take it all in, plus those huge diamonds. Oh my God, I loved it. It was everything for me. Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige and Stella McCartney. Let's start with the positives. I liked the hat. Her hair was dark. I liked the hat. And do you know, I didn't care for the dark Naomi Campbell wig. I don't know where her glam team was, because she needed a little bit of powder, and they should have taken off the 5 pounds of jewelry. The big earrings didn't work with this ensemble. It didn't work, and it was a bit too tight. tight in the trouser, in the crotch. I wish she had worn a platform heel, and I wish that she had just worn a suit. Just worn a suit, big shouldered coat with her blonde, sharp little wig, put on the hat, clean up the face, minimal jewelry, and Mary would have been the Mary J. Blige that I knew circa 1995 when I did a music video for her and she was going with one of the guys in Jodie C. That's how far back I know Mary. And she was cute then and she's still cute. I just didn't care for this. She looked rushed, like somebody told her that the Met Gala is tonight and she just said, give me something to wear. That's the result of this. It didn't work for me. It did not work for me. Not a beautiful woman like Mary J. Blige. Not a beautiful woman. No. It's kind of sort of unacceptable. Tems, and she was wearing my friend Oswald Boateng. I met him here in London and I walked up to him and I was like, who is this tall glass of chocolate with no milk? I didn't know who he was. And he responded, my name is Oswald. It only occurred to me after the fact because the suit was so sharp. I said, wait, let me step back for 1 minute. Boateng? He said, yes. I started screaming. I said, why did you let me act like that? He said, no, I enjoyed it. I knew you didn't know who I was. Tems, you looked fabulous. You looked fabulous because Black America, we are Africans, mama. Everything comes from the motherland. And the way this was incorporated on the red carpet, I had to salute. Tems, you looked fabulous. Fabulous and a half, let me just say. On the other side of the carpet, we had Tessa Thompson and she wore Prabal Gurang. I loved the silhouette. I loved the shape. I loved the box in the back. I loved the boots as well. She was in character. I lived for the hat. She gave me personality. I would wear this today. How about that? It just gave me life. And I said, yes, you can do that and you can do that again. Again, we are honoring our men. We're honoring Black excellence. We're honoring glamour. We're honoring the power in dressing, and she hit the nail out of the pack. Jasmine Sullivan looked like a bride wearing a suit, and it was extra and it was fabulous. It was absolutely gorgeous. The fit alone was beautiful, and might I add, this is how I would have loved to see Mary J. Blige. This would have worked for me if this was Mary J. Blige. She hit the nail out of the park with the veil. She got it. She hit the nail. This is what you talk about, owning the room once you've walked in. And you're absolutely certain nobody will top it. Beautiful. We had Anne Hathaway, and I'm going to put the two together, and Halle Berry. And there was a comment, I'm going to put it here, where somebody said, I feel as if our white and Caucasian sisters and brothers didn't know what to do with this theme, and they were not trying to get cancelled by getting it wrong at the Met Gala. So they said it's a lie. I will wear a white top, I'll wear a black dress, I will go there and smile, and I will call it a day. And I think that's what Anne Hathaway did. I just feel that it was too rich a culture for them to understand, and they were not trying to be put out looking crazy. I understand it. Halle Berry was just boring. Very, very boring to me. The no trouser situation has been done so many times by her. You could improve. Another lady was Lalisa, and she wore Louis Vuitton. And there was a lot of controversy because some people felt, and I would have been up in arms, that Rosa Parks was the face on her panty on the crotch, of all the places. Anyway, there was a little bit more of deep diving, and we found out that that was not the case. This is the good thing about not doing the red carpet right away, the reviews right away, because then you get all of the feedback. And there was some backlash, because how dare you? Like I have just said, the white folks said, we don't know, we're not sure. And Pharrell dressed up. Pharrell's with Louis. I know he wouldn't have done that. Turned out that it was just other faces that they put there. But I want those stockings, and I'm going there tomorrow with Ula's money to go and buy 2 pairs. One black, one white. The black for church, the white for after play. You can take of that what you want, but that's what I'm going to do with it. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Alrighty. I did catch in Swarovski, looking like a swan, looking like a pink diamond swan. The feathers alone in the back of the long tail coat was everything. To be this black and be this beautiful is unfair. Absolutely unfair. You look beautiful. You looked what? You looked beautiful. Every part of this was life. I lived for it. But it was her blackness. It was the pride. It was the way she stood with so much confidence, as if to say, do you not know where I come from? Ah, I live for it. I live for it. Shabuzi, and he wore Robert Twan. Baby, he had to be one of my proud moments. Not only did he have all of this beading in front, if you saw the back, it continued, and it was too much. I couldn't handle it. And then he had the grill. We had a lot of grills on the red carpet. I love the fact that his was blue, but it was the beading for me. The beading just gave me so much life. I didn't know what to do with myself. We had Chance the Rapper. He wore Versace, and I'm so sorry, but this looks like a suit that I would see somebody wearing in England. And then you threw some brooches. It looks like a rainy day, and he's kind of sort of trying to go to work. I didn't care for it. Then we had Gabrielle Union, and she was wearing Tiffany ankle as well as Prada. She was with her wonderful husband, who looked absolutely fabulous, Dwayne Wade, and I thought they looked fantastic. I loved her hair. I loved the roses at the back of her head. She really gave us the style when it came to the hair. I loved it. I just loved it. And all of the roses in the back. She looked absolutely beautiful. Perhaps one of the most beautiful looks I have seen her in a minute. I just loved the silhouette of it. Loved it. I thought it looked so great. And minimal makeup, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The back was flawless. Flawlessity. It was beautiful. There were a lot of celebs that were giving us the front and the back. Another beautiful lady who gave me that was none other than Zoe Saldana. The back was flawless. The back of it with all of those buttons, and it just looked so put together. It looked very much like a waistcoat. And then when she turned in the back, it was tied in the bow, and she had a little bit of backlessness with a cinched in waist, and then the bow was huge in the back. This was gorgeous. Oh my God. Jeremy O. Harrison arrived like the captain of the ship, and he was setting the slaves free. Yes, I said it. That's what it looked like. I have set the slaves free. I jumped onto the ship. I killed all of the bandits, and I've set them free. What do you think about that? Lived for it. Lived for it. the sharpness of it, the attitude was what carried it off for me. And it's got those beautiful, fine, slim legs. It did work for me. I said to myself, go right ahead. Mona Patel. Do we love a dark lip? None other than Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place and I collaborated on this. I collaborated with Juvia's Place not once, but twice. And this lip is called Fumi. Limited edition. And I wanted to do a dark lip because I had done a nude for the first episode. And it is still one of my favorites of all time. Juvia's Place is it. On my eyes, I just did a little light pink. Nothing short of Eloise. Eloise did that for me. And it is called Pink Satin. You're lucky because they're one of the sponsors at the meet and greet. So you're going to... Yeah. As I was saying, Mona Patel, the beaded waistcoat, the sharpness of it, the confidence, it was all snatched. It was put together. Again, it was the confidence, it was the presence, and I wasn't ready for the fabulosity. Again, I've told you many times, I'm not crazy about black. So when it's black, it has to come extra. And that came beyond an extra for me. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi, you looked fabulous. I was so impressed. Surprisingly so, because I wasn't sure what you were going to give us. And you know what I like about Whoopi? Whoopi is an older sister, so I feel as if, you know, Black Dandy, she would know those times. And she was also, of what I did not know, she was very good friends with Andre Leon Talley. They used to, you know, hang out together a lot. And so when I saw Whoopi, I said, yes, Mama, you're coming out, you're living your life, and you are doing your thing. I loved it. I think that the coat was flawless. The top hat, gorgeous. She's really, really done well. And she had all of these rings and fingertips to go, just for the extra. And she wore Tom Brown. Amelia Gray in Valentino. She looked as if she came to the wrong event. She came to the wrong event. I am more shocked that Valentino even did this for an event. That you put a celebrity in this knowing that she doesn't have any style sense. And you thought that this was fair for her to go to this particular Met Gala of all Met Galas, dressed like somebody that was just high on drugs. That's what she looked like. The poor child did not know what was happening to her. You just threw her on the red carpet and she was eaten by wolves and bleeding all over the place. That's what this looked like. It was a hot, smoking mess. Cynthia Erivo. Well, you know Cynthia Erivo will come with the nose ring and she will come with the nails. Cynthia Erivo was dressed in Givenchy and she looked absolutely beautiful. She's got the legs. You know she's got the legs. And it had a long skirt in the back, but she gave me leg. And of course it was snatched to the gourds in front. And it looked, she was giving me Queen, to be honest. Queen Elizabeth's sister from another mister. That was what she was giving me. I would have liked to see a top hat to have finished off the look because she looked regal. That's the word I'm looking for. She looked very regal. I loved the embellishments and the encrusted beads and sequins on the black base. I loved the rouged shorts. I actually loved her nail story. I actually loved it, and the nose ring that it was red just gave me life. She's got cheekbones forever and a day, and the accessories were fabulous. I give her a very, very strong pass. I lived for it. I thought she looked absolutely wonderful. And for me, last but not least, was the fabulous Nkuti Gatawa, and he wore Oswald Botan. He just rested his hands with the white gloves and I just could not take my eyes away from the sensational suit. I couldn't do it, even though I tried. It was a deep purple. I loved the tie of the shirt. I want that in black and white. I loved everything, plus his patent shoes. Oswald Boateng dressed a whole bunch of folks out there on the red carpet, and they looked absolutely fabulous. And that is it, my darlings. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and let me know who your faves were. All my love, my darlings. I'll see you sooner than later.